Hey, I'm glad you're back. This is our last session, session 10, and if you've stuck it out this long, I hope by now I've answered your questions. If not, shoot me an email by all means, and let's figure out what I missed, because I wanted this to be a fairly comprehensive view of how we look at retirement. And there's one more thing I got to tell you about in Chapter 10 here, and that's Medicare. And as you know, you get it when you turn 65. It pretty much is the only way that you get health insurance once you hit 65 years old if you're living in the United States. I mean, there are exceptions, but in general, you got to sign up for Medicare, okay? Whether you're collecting Social Security or not, when you hit 65, sign up for it. I'm going to do it in a few months, so I hope you do too. So here's what to know. Will you be able to continue your existing coverage when you turn 65? So if you have a really good insurance policy at work, you may want to continue that if your company will allow you to. Some companies have set it up so that you have to go with Social Security at a certain age. And so you'll want to know, how does that policy you already have work with Medicare? And does it work around it and cover things that Medicare doesn't cover? So you want to know about that. Okay, so look into it. I'm not telling you something that you haven't already looked into, but it's a big variable. In America today, a lot of people make their retirement decision based a lot on whether or not they have health care coverage, and rightly so. Now, the way Medicare works, and I have a whole workshop I give on this, so we're really not going to spend the time on this today, but the way it works is you have Part A, which is the cost of hospitalization, and you have Part B, which is the cost of doctor's visits and other healthcare services, and that's a monthly cost that you pay. And Part D also has a monthly cost, and that's for prescription drugs. You get Part A as a part of Social Security, or as a part of Medicare, I should say. And also, they will just subtract the costs of Part B from your Social Security check. So find out what that is. That works out to be like $140, $460 a month currently. I'm sure it'll change, but depending on how long from when you're watching this from when we made this recording. You don't need to select Part B. It's a choice. You may want to go to a Medicare Advantage plan, in which case you may have to sign up for Part B. There are sales people whose only job is selling Medigap policies. So far, I haven't met one that I felt comfortable with, and you can also do it right online. So it's a question, if you find the right guy, that's a good thing. Stay with him, tell your friends, okay? Now, there's two types of supplemental plans you can get to cover Medicare. Medigap covers gaps in the coverage, and they have letters, okay? So A through N. F is the most popular, and that's about $143 a month, okay, for that B coverage. The Medicare Advantage plan, sometimes called Part C, is offered by separate insurers, and that covers everything, Part A and B, and often drug coverage too. So the thing you'll want to do is find out if you're looking at a Medigap policy or if you're looking at a Medicare Advantage plan, because those are the two big different policies that are available. And then depending on what state you're in, there are then a bunch of companies that offer one of or the other of these. In Florida, we have 4 or 5 choices, I think. Depends on what you have where you are. So that's it. You need to know about healthcare retirement, because that's the thing that can really take you down. And I'll tell you, long-term care costs can really decimate an estate. I've seen that happen too. So a lot of times we work with financial planning tools to try to protect you for long-term care coverage too. So that's it. That's how we do it here. The process I use in estate planning or retirement planning is the same pretty much for every client, at least in terms of the form of how we do it. We start out by getting to know you and wanting to know what your retirement goals are. Do you want to travel? Do you want to stay home? Do you want to spend time with your grandkids? Do you want to write a novel and go to France to do it? Then we look at your budget. What do you have coming in? What do you got going out? We coordinate your guaranteed income if you have a pension and your Social Security, along with your investments, to see what gaps we have to fill in. That's the next part of the planning. From there, we need to know how to invest the money, which is really what I think we focus on a day-to-day basis here in this office more than anything else. But we also incorporate income tax planning into our financial planning for retirement. And we want to see if there are strategies we can use so that down the road you can have less income tax, due. So we try to take that into we try to plan on that right from the start. I'm sorry. And so it's always a part of what long-term strategy do we have. And finally, with estate planning, does the money go to who you want it to go to when you're no longer amongst us? So those are very important things. So you're ready to graduate now. You're ready to retire, I hope. You may have some questions on this, and I want you to give us a call. I think the most important part of retirement is it should be something that you're happy about. It should be something that is enjoyable day to day, and you've worked hard all your life to save money and set it aside, and now you want to take good care of it, be a good steward of your money, and then you want to also make sure that you're enjoying life along the way. And I found that having a little bit of money and taking good care of it helps with that happiness part. So I hope this has helped you. You can find us at latitudesfinancial.com. We're in Windermere on 6th Avenue, and you can drop me a line via this website, or you can just call our office, and I'd be happy to talk to you if we can help you. I hope all of this helped. I wish you the best. I wish you prosperity, and I wish you happiness in retirement. Thanks for coming along on this 10-part journey with us. I appreciate it.